There's a story in Borough Park where a 14-year-old girl was raped this past summer. And they found now on the DNA that the same rapist did it a year ago with a 9-year-old girl. I told on the hotline that we know who did it. The community knows who did it. They're just not letting the NYPD talk to the girl. So I get calls from different detectives. You have to tell us who, what, when, and where. And I tell them, wait a minute. I can't tell you anything. The only thing I can tell you is before you want to try to find out from me anything, why don't you go talk to the girl? She'll tell you who did it. You know what? The rabbis are standing there not letting them talk to the girls. They're saying a Jewish woman is not supposed to talk to a Jewish man in a closed door. They're using the religion for these things. So I told him, I don't understand. If his wife has to go to a gynecologist doctor, she also goes there. She just has an open door. It doesn't have to be open, but it can be closed, but as long as it's not locked. So then he comes out with another story. You can't let her talk because they'll talk some private things which is not ethical. So I told him, what are you giving us the business? This girl was raped. There's no private things to talk. It's not he touched her or where he touched her, he fondled her. We're talking about her serious rape. And they're getting away with it. The police cannot have a talk. Detectives try to talk and the rabbis are standing in the way. My question is this the law? Is this law? If anybody sees anybody killing somebody, it's the first law. You get onto a stand and the grand jury tells you to talk. That's the police there. Now, Dov Hykins, he was the one that when I closed the hotline, he went into this and he started listening to people. He did a very good thing, and he did me a big favor, because until now, I was told that Rabbi Rosenberg, that he's crazy. There is no sexual molestation between the rabbis. I was on the crazy list. Now, since Dov Hyken came out with statements that he has over 1,000 cases, and maybe 60 teachers are still teaching, and they're pedophiles, this gave a big push for me and for everybody to believe. The only problem is that at this point, where he doesn't want to give out the pedophiles, he's wasting time and money. He's taking government money, he's giving people help, psychiatry. Monday, Tuesday, they get psychiatry, and Wednesday, the pedophile picks them up again and does the same thing again. This is not a welfare system to give people second chances. So this is something that has to be dealt with very closely, that if he doesn't give out those pedophile lists, he should either he should go to jail for this, or that office should stop. We need a rape crisis office that somebody can come in and make sure that the law is being extradited to the maximum. I believe that it's all over the same. I hear that in Baltimore it's the same, in Silver Springs. I was in London, and they gave a call, the rabbis from New York, because I went to remove a principal there. They said, make sure that this rabbi doesn't survive. And somebody almost killed me. It's in the, you can see it on the internet, where the police say, yes, we rescued him. That was by heavenly coincidence that a police car came by with 11 police, and they put me in there. They took me into a hotel for the whole Shabbos. I had to pay $300-400 a night there, and I wasn't supposed to go out of the hotel, and Sunday they flew me home. I mean, this is ridiculous. And this is going on all over the same. What's the bottom line behind this? The bottom line is it's money. That's all it is, it's money. If there's any way that the police or the law people can stop this money flow for these rabbis, then this thing will change. If not, it's going to keep on forever. Somebody does a crime, and he goes to the rabbi, gives him the envelope with the money, he says, protect me. And then they come out immediately and they say, if you don't want to look like Rabbi Rosenberg, don't even start. There's a friend of mine who started, he had somebody arrested, now he has a lawsuit against him, and they tell him, if you don't want to look like Rabbi Rosenberg, then stop it right now. But he's strong, I give him a lot of support, and he doesn't stop it. But this has to stop. I want to conclude my speech with a short story. There was a youngster about a month ago who came over to me He's maybe 14. He says to me, Rabbi, I want to ask you a question. He says, what's your question? He says, I want to know why God created me as a human being. Why couldn't He have created me as a cow in Austin, Texas? I said to this boy, you know, you must be hurting very bad. Something's bothering you. Do me a favor, please. Open yourself to me. Talk to me. Tell me what is bothering you. He starts to cry, and he says, you know, my Malamed, the teacher, Jewish teacher, he molesting me constantly on continuous basis. And he says to the teacher, maybe you enjoy yourself, but me it hurts. Can you stop it? And the rabbi doesn't stop. He keeps on doing it. And I said to the boy, but wait a minute, what would be better if you would be in Austin, Texas, a cow? He says, you know, cows have PETA that worry for them against animal cruelty. Who worries for us? So I said to him, you know, I'll talk to your parents. I call up his parents and I want to talk to them. He says, Rabbi, thank you very much. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to go through hell. We know at the end we're going to lose. We're going to be the failure in the community, and we rather suffer with our son like this. We cannot go on like this further, and that's it. You know, if you come to think of it, we're all adults. Can you imagine that the cows have more people fighting for their rights than the human beings? The boy is right. We need 800 numbers in Yiddish because some of these boys can't talk English. We need an 800 number because some of them don't have the quarter or the half a dollar to call. We need somebody to listen to them, and it should be like a witness. Then the parents can't say, we can't go through this. It's none of your business if you can go through it or not. I was yesterday, or a day before yesterday, I was in the law office of a very big lawyer, and he says, I don't understand this whole thing. If the police would take that 14-year-old girl and say, you're not in safe custody, and we're going to take you away because your parents can't come up and let us talk to the police, then at custody they'll be able to talk to her. So nobody understands what's really going on behind the scenes. The main thing is what we need is protection. We need protection just like we have protection for witnesses, we have protection for jurors, we need protection for people who are molested, we need protection for the parents of the people who are molested, and for the families. The rabbi shouldn't throw out the children, and they shouldn't put decrees like this. God willing, this lawyer took the case and he said he's going to sue them. Not for the fact that we want the money from them. We have to humiliate them to show them that the pen should not be free for all. But until everything goes and goes, meanwhile the children are in danger. I want to finish with this saying. People told me, Rabbi Rosenberg, you're doing very good. You taught us what the teachers do to the children. When we take the children to school now, we tell them, if you ever touch my child, you molested my child, never mind the police, never mind Rabbi Rosenberg, never mind the DA's office. We're going to take a knife and stab you to death. And this is what's happening now. And if the government does not listen to our plea, and they don't stop what's happening, and they don't give protection, at the end of the day there's going to be killings one after the other because people are fed up till the top. They can't take it anymore. And beside of which, the question is to be asked, if you're teaching your child holiness and Torah, what kind of disrespect is it that you have to take your child to a teacher and threaten him with his life? And what kind of relations does the teacher have with the child afterwards? How can he give him over the Torah? How can he give him over all these holy ideas and everything when he knows he's threatened with his life? He also feels humiliated. Not every teacher is a pedophile. Is this the way it's supposed to be? Is this what George Washington signed as the Declaration of Independence? Is this the freedom he promised us? We are now exactly like the Jews were in the 1930s under Stalin's regime. Not more and not less. We can't speak out. Everybody that wants it, there should have been here 5,000 people. Where are all the people? They're afraid. They're going to be kicked out, thrown out, spit at, hit at, put out these decrees, and so forth and so on. I can only say, whoever comes here, each person is worth a lot. Every person that I see here, I see 1 million people. And may God help us that one day we are going to win this war. Thank you very much.
We've only just begun.